and welcome along to another episode of our stupid quiz, You're the Ref.
You're the ref.
You're the ref.
You're the ref.
I thought I'd let you do it this week because we've had a couple off. Right, each week we go through 3 controversial refereeing scenarios relating to a particular football personality from the book and inspired by You Are the Ref, who we tried to give positive publicity, but unfortunately that didn't work out. But most importantly, this book is signed, not sponsored, by Howard Webb, World Cup final referee. But he's not the man you've got to agree with. The man you've got to agree with is Keith Hackett. Maybe not quite so good a referee, say it quietly. However, each week these lads have been picking a page number and the 3 scenarios will relate to that player. So Craig went first today and he picked page number 62.
I did.
And you have got possibly the greatest defender of all time, certainly one of, and that man is Franz Beckenbauer.
Oh, hello.
So let's move straight into them. 3 scenarios. Can you get them right?
Can I just say I've calmed down from last week when I was livid about Keith Hackett's decision over a yellow card or a red card, but I'm calm now.
You were irate.
Irate, absolutely. Sorry, moving on to Franz Beckenbauer.
This week's about pulling someone's earlobes.
I can tell from the illustrations there are no earlobes featured at all.
Well, they have to be.
Right, number 1. At an indirect free kick, a player is standing over the ball with a foot either side of it. You whistle, and he lifts the ball up with his feet, allowing a colleague to race in and volley the dropping ball past the keeper. Now, the question I have for you, and Keith Hackett wants you to answer, is it a goal? Is that a legitimate goal?
We've seen this before back in the day with Man City did it. Back in the 70s or 80s or something like that. I think Francis Lee. It could be. I'm probably wrong. I think Francis Lee had it. Yeah. I think he took the volley, but they had the ball between his legs. He flicked it up, and the guy scored the volley. But I think that's been ruled out now. So I think it's not a goal because there's been 2 touches, technically, by the guy flicking. Well, it depends on the flick, actually. Oh, Christ! Can
I give you one little clue? There is a long answer here, and there are lots of quotes from official laws.
So I think the difficulty is the flicking up and the volleying is not the issue. It's essentially how many touches, I suppose, because obviously an indirect free kick, someone else has to touch it, don't they, for the card to play itself.
Did you say it was an indirect free kick?
It was an indirect free kick.
Then it was a goal then.
Well, is it, Craig? That's the question.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a goal because technically someone else has touched the ball. The ball hasn't gone straight in from the flick.
So you're going for goal?
I'm going to say goal. Yeah.
Right. In the interest of competition, I'm going to say it's not a goal.
But what do you believe? What do you believe?
Well, he's a long answer, so it can't be as simple as goal or no goal.
No, I believe it's not a goal, genuinely, because I don't see how you can flick up with 2 feet.
But did he say
not be illegal? Well, he said the ball was his feet were either side. The thing is, for you to flick it up like that, you must have to have both feet side. So I think you can't, because essentially you've played it onto yourself, whether you like it or not.
But you can flick it up with the toes. You just a little flick up and demonstrate with the camera.
Is that going down? Basically, what you've got to establish with this flick up with a foot either side is this going down as 1 touch or 2, essentially?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm going 2, so no goal.
But can you say the whole question again? Because I'm thinking if it's actually a flick, if he's flicked it on for the guy to volley it, then he can flick it with 1 foot, and then that's technically a goal.
Craig, I mean, I'm getting a bit annoyed that every week you're not listening, but I will for this one occasion.
No, I listened. I'm just being clear.
Yeah. Craig, at an indirect free kick, the player is standing over the ball with a foot either side of it. Okay?
Oh, then no goal. Oh.
A foot either side of it. When the whistle blows, he lifts the ball up with his feet, allowing a colleague to race in and volley the dropping ball past the keeper.
Oh, no goal then. No goal.
I mean, you have had so many mood swings in the last 4 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it depends on the type of flick. But if he's feet at both sides of the ball and he's flicked up, then it's a no goal.
Because he says with both feet, so no goal, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
So you're both agreement now that there's no goal because of the 2 feet action, and you're saying it has to be more than 1 touch, basically.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. The guy can't use both touches and then the body.
Well, let's consult with Keith Hackett. And at this point, I think Craig is going to wish he'd stuck with his original answer.
It's a goal. Oh,
it's a goal.
fuck.
And Craig, you didn't get the team right, but you did get the era right because the ball is in play when it is kicked and moves. As you said, famously, this technique was used in the 70s. It was pioneered by Coventry, Ernie Hunt and Willie Carr. lifting the ball up and hand volleying home. The technique was outlawed afterwards because Carr's action was not considered a kick. However, the authorities later reconsidered why outlaw something so skillful. Ever since, the law has been phrased kicked and moves. Whether a lift is a kick remains debatable, but in the eyes of the law, this is now a valid technique from a free kick.
Wow. The thing is, when it, like, for example, a penalty and he's taken two, like, he slips, but he's still taking 2 touches and goes in the net.
Well, I mean, you could just go to Perez and Henry for this if you want.
Well, this is what I'm saying, because that's technically illegal. So you can't. That's
I don't know.
Hold on a minute.
The indirect free kick makes a difference there, surely.
Yeah, but he's already had 2 touches for an indirect free kick.
Well, not necessarily.
I suppose what they're saying is
that's what I'm saying about the type of kick,
isn't it?
Yeah,
one movement it's been considered.
That's bullshit.
So in theory,
it's kicked once, but it then moves during the kick.
I suppose in theory, I mean, we're going down a very, very niche rabbit hole here. But in theory, for an indirect free kick, I could run and jump and 2-foot the ball as a pass to someone, and in theory that should still stand because as long as both feet make contact at the same time. Obviously, you wouldn't do that, but I suppose in theory.
I mean, you might be sent off for intent.
No, I've seen him do that very recently with some.
But the principle being that I think I don't know if that's common sense actually. We're an entertainment sport. Why would you not want to see that? I know what you're saying, Craig, but
but
a bit of common sense there from the rule makers.
Players nowadays would just flick it with 1 foot because they're good enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know why you need to use 2 feet to flick it. I mean, he should be good enough to just flick it 1 foot. But the fact is, we want to see cracking goals. Well, although I got the question wrong, fair play to the football authorities for that.
I completely agree. Craig, stop complaining. I know you like a 0-0. On to question number 2. The ball strikes the crossbar and bounces down on the goal line. We love a dramatic start, don't we? You have no idea whether or not it crossed the line. So obviously we are before VAR in this occasion.
Before goal line technology.
Or Championship and below, or League One and below if you don't want the goal line technology. Now, you have no idea whether or not it crossed the line, but your assistant is adamant that it did. But you've also noticed your 4th official, next to a TV monitor, is staring at you intensely and shaking his head. And there's only a 2-word question from Keith Hackett. What now?
Oh my gosh. This is tough. This is tough.
Is it?
Well, it is because it depends. Have we already given a decision?
No,
we haven't given a decision. So we've got to decide what happens next.
Bollocks.
No, it's not fair because he's technically seen the screen of the goal. Well, no goal.
I'm sure we've been in a situation like this before, and Keith has said if you can use any any help or advantage available. It was something with a big screen once, wasn't there? I'm sure we had a question about that. I think
say that. Yeah.
If whatever it is, the 4th official who's looking at the screen, whatever they've said, which I think did they say it was a goal or wasn't? Sorry,
they're shaking their head intensely at you.
So I think you have to give the decision that supports that one. So if you take the way to play on and he's shaking his head no, then you have to give a goal. I think if he's got some sort of information on it.
Do you agree?
See, we've completely disregarded the lino here, which I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I know he can see on the screen, but he's so far away. You can't. You're going to turn around and carry on running, and then see the 4th official got halfway line going, absolutely not, or absolutely yes. No,
after that bloody advantage last week or whatever it was, or 2 weeks ago, when it was about 45-minute advantage. Fucking hell.
You have to go with the lino. It's not.
And what did the lino give?
Lino gave him a goal, didn't he? The lino give the goal.
The lino is adamant it's crossed the line, yeah.
Oh, so it's the 4th official shaking saying it's not a goal?
Yes.
Oh, in that case, then no goal, play on. I'm going with the 4th official. That's what I'm essentially saying.
You really said that. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to have to say goal. Because why is the 4th official getting involved?
Well, there's some good news and there's some bad news. The good news is that Charlie remembered an older episode, which could have been really useful for him about the big screen. However, he remembered the account of what happened there completely wrong, and that means that Craig Savage is right. So the actual comment from the big screen, and the same applies here to the small monitor.
You sucked him in. And you come out.
I need to watch that back to know what answer I gave to that question, because it could have been a complete opposite one to what I've just given now.
I think you actually gave the opposite way, to be honest.
Well, the same applies to the big screen and the small screen, and that is you have to ignore your instincts in it's not allowed to use video that isn't officially part of the game atmosphere, like a VAR, for example, to assist the decision-making process. So let's pretend this is in League One or below at the moment. So you cannot take the instinct of your fourth official. Whatever your instincts are, you must ignore the fourth official, and satisfied that your assistant is ideally positioned and has the best advice possible here, you act on his advice. And Keith does mention, actually, that clearly Hawkeye goal line technology would make a difference. But obviously, as we know, bar the elite leagues, no one has access to that. So it's irrelevant. So on this occasion, you will have gone with your assistant and probably knowingly had to have got it wrong, unfortunately, because your assistant is the man who knows. He's in the best position.
Well, that was interesting.
Funny enough,
my memory has failed me again, but go on.
With goal line technology, I was randomly watching Tranmere on Twitter the other day, and they played in the playoffs last season. They had a goal, hit the onside bar, bounced to the line and bounced out. But goal line technology gave the goal. So is it only for the playoffs, or is it just why Tranmere need to have got goal line technology? Is it just?
I'm not sure. But was it the final?
No, it was a playoff semi-final.
No, but it isn't a football league then, because I don't remember it being at Luton last year.
No, referee was like, yeah, it's gone from my
maybe for the big game, because which tournament was it? The African Cup of Nations, where they did VAR, but only in a knockout round.
Quarterfinals onwards, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it could be like that once you get to a certain stage. I remember that right, didn't I?
You did remember that right. But either way, that's probably because that's the only episode you've ever done research for. But either way, we are on to the final one, and Craig has done very well so far in this second one. And can he continue it into number 3?
Take it to the corner.
So what it would help... Go on.
He's only got to match my answer, hasn't he? If he plays tactical on this.
I mean, what it would help if I did at the moment is turn the book the right way around. So bear with me. Number 3. A midfielder on a yellow card deliberately handles the ball. However, he does so while standing in an active offside position.
Oh.
Your assistant is flagging. What do you do?
Oh, sugar.
Oh,
well, this is way up there.
My first answer would have been, well, he's got to go. He's got to go. No, if he's already in an offside position and he knows he's in an offside position, then technically, well, I'm going to advise myself because technically he could carry on. Ball might just go to the keeper. I don't know. Depends where that situation was. No, you could just give the offside.
I've got to say, actually, this is one of the best questions I think we've had for a while because it's one that could genuinely happen in a match. Not necessarily at the elite level, but definitely in local football. And
it's not as niche. It's not as niche.
Could cause chaos. I don't know if it's as clean cut as that, Craig.
Well, if he's in
Craig was very clear there. Craig was very concise.
If he's in an offside position and Lino's flagging for offside, then you give the offside.
But he's deliberately handballed it, isn't he?
But he knows he could give the offside and book him again.
Yeah, but that's the point, Craig. That's what, I'm not sure.
But that would be really harsh.
Just before Charlie answers this.
Handball.
Just before Charlie answers this, I just want to remind everyone that Charlie has done a refereeing course. Carry on.
I haven't.
that was at least 16 years ago. Right, okay. I think that if he's offside and he's deliberately caught it or something like that, he didn't know he was offside. Right, I'll tell you what, offside booking, get him off.
Wow, so you're giving him both?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, all I can say to finish is that it's very clear that Charlie didn't pay attention in that refereeing course. Because one of the simplest rules of refereeing, and probably one of the only things I remember from that level 1 course, is penalise the first offence. The first offence, as Craig mentions, was an offside. It's an indirect free kick. You should be advised to speak to the midfielder about his lucky offence, his lucky escape from the handling offence, but you shouldn't take any action because you should only deal with the first offence. Okay? So a very simple answer and a very convincing victory for Craig Savage as a result. So well done, Craig, is all I can say. That is one of your best performances of the series.
3 in a row now. 3 in a row.
So Craig Savage is on a roll. Charlie's lack of research and lack of memory is costing him dearly at this stage of the competition. And ever since Craig's taken charge of editing this series, he has won every episode. So no coincidence. He's putting more effort in for when he has to listen back to it.
That's true.
More concise answers.
But that is it for this week's You're the Ref. Thank you very much to the lads for joining me. If you did enjoy the episode, please put a thumbs up on it. Let us know in the comments what you would have given and how many you got out of 3. And did you agree with any of Charlie's ludicrous answers? Subscribe to the channel for regular content from the podcast, including weekly episodes from this series, our coaching diaries, and our interviews with footballing personalities. Follow us on Twitter over at Honest Football 3, and hopefully we'll see you next time.